hope so. Welcome in, everybody. Is that any better? Is that any better? How about now? How about now? How about now? Hope you're all having a good day, everybody. Everybody. Hope you're all having a good day, everybody. Everybody. Hope you're all having a good day, everybody. I know, it's in stereo. Everybody. Singing it in around. Hope you're all having a good day, everybody. I know, it's in stereo. Everybody. Singing it in around. All right. Singing it in around. Let's get her going. No, just two. I got my main camera and then I got my my tablet. I don't even know where to begin as far as this reading. Not a clue. The energy feels a little weird. Yeah. It was somebody's wish fulfillment that people misjudge you. That people see you the wrong way. Boy, how I can relate to that one. Oh, now they want to reconcile. What is it, Spirit? Did they stand corrected or something? Well, yeah, no kidding. It is the full moon, everyone. Welcome to the dumpster fire. I'm kind of scared to read tonight. I wasn't going to come on here, but here I am. Glutton for punishment, I guess. All right, collective. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Oh, you know what? I'm going to start with the dice. That's something simple, something easy. Figure, why not? All right, so first message is out. I don't know who it is, who this message is for, but depending on your timeline, I'm seeing 3 different timelines of the dice tonight. One particular timeline, major changes are coming in for you regarding a relationship and creating a commitment and a new foundation, okay? I do sense that there's going to be some sort of a proposal coming in for someone. So if your other half has been acting a little weird, there could be a proposal coming in, okay? They are working with other people to bring this to fruition. They're collaborating. They're thinking up this big, huge scheme, and this is definitely not a negative thing. Okay, this is definitely a positive thing. You guys know you love each other, and it's all happy-go-lucky. Everything is good. The other timeline. You are in a relationship currently with someone. You guys could be in this relationship maybe 6 to 10 years already. Things are going to get stronger with you guys. You guys have had a bit of a bumpy road, and your foundation is going to strengthen, and there's going to be more reciprocity in your relationship. Okay? One other timeline that I'm seeing is that somebody out here is single. You've made a detrimental amount of changes to your life. And there is a commitment coming in for you. And this is actually a commitment that's actually wanting to collaborate with you. Okay, they're going to actually treat you like a person. These changes that you've made with your life, with your experience, okay, um, you've had no other choice but to branch off and go on your own little journey. And you've had to make a lot of changes to your foundation, to the way you look at life, to, like with this number 5, I'm getting the 5 of Cups, but it's in reverse. So you've had to restructure your heart. You've had to restructure the way you show compassion. You've had to restructure the way you love other people as well as yourself. You went a lot. You went within yourself a lot to re-solidify your foundation. And this has been a game changer for you, collective. You should be proud of yourself. You should be ever proud of yourself for all the work that you've done. It definitely does show. There's one other there's one other timeline here where I do see someone being the center of attention. And I also do see that there's a couple specifically. There is a throuple, and then there is a group of 6 that are watching you very attentively. I'm kind of trying to pick up whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing. For the group of 3, as the throuple, I don't think they're like associated sexually. They very well could just be 3 friends watching. The 6, this is a friend group. These are 6 people that don't even really know you personally. I'm not thinking this couple, though. I don't think they have good intentions. You might want to be careful. But as far as the group of 6 and the other 3, I think they're pretty well neutral. I'm kind of feeling like this group of 6 and the 3 and the 2 are somehow connected. So there could have been 11 people all together in one group coming at you. But I have a feeling the group of 6 and the group of 3 have disbanded from this couple. And I think this couple has actually been the brute of a lot of um, the attacks that you might have been going through, collective. Things are about to change with this couple. To be honest, I don't see them together very long. Because I get one of the two out of this couple. They're having second thoughts now for what they've done. They have some sort of guilt in their heart. And I think it's ultimately breaking down their relationship. Spirit's coming through very, very heavily, saying that karma is on the loose. Pretty well all day today. There's definitely some karmic justice being had in the ethers. There's definitely something going on. It's really kind of hard to tell because the full moon has been so chaotic all freaking day. Like, I've honestly, I was debating on even going live tonight. But I do see someone coming in and offering some sort of a love offer to someone. Things are going to change within and develop within your relationship. Things are going to get stronger. This is not a past person. There's not any past energy other than this group of that I was speaking on earlier. But it's coming out that this group is being disbanded. They're being separated. So whatever that means to you is what it means to you. All right, so let's get a vibe check. Welcome in Renee. Welcome in Maureen, Kitty, Emma, Julie, Lilith, Coco, Mystic. Welcome in, everybody. All right. Great Spirit, guides, guards, protectors, angels, ancestors, divine light, please be here to provide a message for my collective. Right off the bat, there's Toxic on the bottom of the deck. And we've got Two-Faced in the reverse. And I'm getting like somebody's got their mask ripped right off their face. Is the feeling I'm getting with that. And this toxic energy, you've created a boundary and distance between this toxic energy. This toxic energy just happened to exhaust you. They wanted you burnt out. They're losing their shit because, well, they want to be intimate with you again, and there's no chance in hell of that happening. They've been blocked out, collective. You could be looking for mutual respect, closeness, unity, in a totally different direction. You'll have to forgive me, I've been up since 4:30 this morning. Yeah, somebody can't get away. They can't relax. They can't have fun. They're trying, though. It's not working out too well for them, though. Yeah, they're losing their shit. That's why. What do you mean, collective? You're not dead yet? Oh my goodness, you just keep on ticking. Good job. Keep on ticking. Driving crazy. Oh, look at that. Having a glow up, are you? They're gambling on the fact that you know. Okay, so they want to come out of separation because of the glow up. You were the only one that didn't bring chaos into their life. Pardon me. They want to come out of separation because they're stagnant. And they're losing their shit at the fact that they gambled you away. And yeah, it's not working out too well for them. Mainly because you didn't bring the chaos with them. They found out that they were the chaos. Right? Now that they've been sitting with themselves, having to deal with what, you know, the shit that they need to be accountable for. Little did they know this whole idea all this time, thinking they were actually going to get somewhere. But it's showing to be a little bit more difficult than what they thought. For good reason. But anyway, collective, you're on the way up, is what I'm picking up on. Good things are happening for you. Spirit's saying to keep them to yourself. You're feeling a little bit more supported now than what you were before, which I feel is a big game changer for you, collective, because there's been a lot of people that took advantage of you over the years. And it's almost as if you're starting to find your tribe. And it's almost as if there's something here to say about it's protected. Like, people really thought they were going to get at you and ruin what you had going on for yourself. But they've been doing this pretty well your whole life, thinking that they were going to continue to get away with it. But in behind the scenes, collective, you went and had a rebirth. And this rebirth brought you into a different energy than what you used to. So you've been getting used to that. Little did they know that you're not one to screw around with anymore. And a lot of people that were coming at you and attacking you and doing a whole bunch of shit in behind the scenes, like a bunch of cowards throwing rocks and hiding their hands, they can't do that anymore. And I really kind of feel like this is that masculine energy that's snapping out. Because everything they're coming at you with, it's not working. It's literally being sent back almost immediately. Like, Spirit's making them guess, thinking that they're gonna get somewhere with it, and all of a sudden it just comes back and smacks them upside the head. just out of nowhere. They don't even know what hit them. It kind of reminds me back in the day where I had a roommate talking shit about me and they ended up shitting themselves. And that same roommate tried to go behind my back and burn me, and they ended up getting burned cooking at the stove. I watched it all go down, and I'm like, okay, Spirit, is this the way you are going to tell me things are happening? And then I seen a spider web his way down onto my stones where they were. I'm like, okay, you're going outside. I won't kill you this time. So I brought the spider out and I spared its life. Probably a monitoring spirit, but I had a feeling like it was either Hecate or it could have been an apparition of Lilith. She was in there guiding me, and I'm like, okay, as much as you want to guide me and whatnot, you've been up in the corner for all of maybe all day, and now, just before I go live, you want to come and sit in amongst my stones. I'm like, I'll pass. So I brought him outside. Welcome in, James. So tonight's readings, I'm going to do 7 different timelines. So whatever timeline that might be is what it's going to be. They're going to be 7 different Celtic crosses. I'm not clarifying them because that would just take all week. But I am going to do 7 different readings tonight. I will intuitively clarify them, but I'm going to bring it all out. So in your head, I don't want to know about it in the chat. Keep it to yourself. You know the drill. Pick a number between 1 and 7, and that'll be your reading. Okay? I'm wishing you all a happy full moon. Just ride the wave of energy. We are moving into a Mercury retrograde, so hold off from making any type of major decisions in the next month or so. Hold off from signing any type of paperwork if you can hold off. Postpone it till next month. Unless you've already had the papers signed already before Mercury retrograde, as long as you get them done and dealt with before Mercury retrograde, you should be okay. Everything should fall into place for you. However, this Mercury retrograde is going to be a bitch, all right? With karma written all over it. The karmics are going to have their asses handed to them. I know that much. So you're probably best, and I got this from Linda earlier, you should probably just stay low. And I totally agree with her message. 100%. Stay low and out of trouble. Now, you're going to have karmics coming back up out of the woodwork and trying to rear their ugly head. And it's only because they're screaming at the top of their lungs that they're receiving karma. And somehow you're the one to help them. Yeah, no. Not my circus, not my monkeys. It's kind of hard to bleed blood from a stone. It just doesn't happen, right? The only way you're going to take blood off of a stone is if you whip it at their fucking head. But we're not going to do that. Because we're staying out of trouble down in these spiritual streets. We let our ancestors deal with the shit that we need to deal with. And collective. The karmics, they be karmicking. Okay? A lot of them already had their masks ripped off last month and the month before that. But the ones that have been hiding out, the ones that have been trying to run from karmic justice and karmic judgment, they can run, but they cannot hide. And if you want to know, this is going to be the month where they're going to be exposed. I was actually considering taking the month off from doing readings, like the collective readings, and just be open for personal readings. But dude's got a channel, and dude's got to be consistent, and got to keep pushing forward. And that's what I'm going to do. And I think I'd miss my tribe too much anyway. So chances of me taking a month off are very slim. Anyhow, let's get along with it. Let's get on with it. I'm going to ask the wise old witch what the overall energy is for the evening. And then we'll get into dealing out these cards. Wise old witch, what's the overall energy of the evening's message? Somebody wished they listened to you, that's for sure. They wish they, in hindsight, they wish they would have heeded your advice. Abundance. All right, wise old witch. I like that. I like that a lot. Ooh, and wisdom, too. We'll keep that up there, too. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already did the shuffles, so I'm just going to put these into piles. And these are going to be your readings. Because I just got no patience whatsoever. And overall, the Page of Pentacles. So, it's looking as if somebody doesn't want to give you your abundance. But it's coming to you anyway. All right, your first reading, your situation. If this is number 1, okay, this is your reading. Starting off with the Four of Swords, you've been through a lot, collective, and now is your time to rest, okay? Spirit is calling you to rest, okay? The challenge is to rest and not, like, plow forward in a way that is going to overexert you, okay? You need to focus on nurturing your truth and clear out the anger in your heart. You're walking away from all the illusions and you're focusing on yourself at this time. And you're making a huge judgment call in the next 3 months. Okay? And this is dealing with the imbalance that you've been dealing with lately. Okay? You may be having some issues moving forward at this time, but know that the cards are in your favor. Okay? It's kind of like giving me a video game kind of situation where you're literally on the last level and you're fighting Bowser, right, to go and rescue the little princess. And you really have to kind of step into the ability that you do have all of what it takes to get to where you need to go. You are going to have to invoke all of the strength and courage that you have within you to get through as your outcome. But know that the destiny is in your favor. Karmic retribution. So there's a lot of justice coming in, regardless if the justice card is not out here. Your attitude and with your relationships, they've kind of stalled out. And this is Spirit's way of giving you that solitude in order to rest, in order to recalibrate your energy. Okay? So keeping it simple for the next month. And this is the forecast for the next month. Okay, collective? Again, I'm coming back to the fact that you're going to be having to make a major judgment call within the next 3 months. I think you've already made that judgment call, and it's just about applying that into your experience. All right? I think at this point you've made those decisions. And I think this is about pulling your energy back in order to accept this abundance. You've gained a lot of wisdom, collective. And now you're learning how to apply that wisdom. Okay? Can I get anything extra on this reading, Spirit? Anything that you would like me to clarify? Just something quick. Thank you. The Page of Cups. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. Do this unapologetically, okay? There's no apology necessary at this point. All right? Some people are going to be like, well, where the hell are you? Why aren't you here for me? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Blah, 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 blah. No. No, we're not playing that game. All right, collective? Sorry, not sorry. Anything else regarding this? Four of Cups. Yeah, because you know you deserve better. And I think what this is within your heart space, you're really pissed off at the fact that people took advantage of you. With the Queen of Wands in the reverse. It's like you're wanting to burn these bridges once and for all. And it's like somebody keeps tethering to you. Trying to tether to you. Okay? Your guides, your guards, your protectors are saying no more. This is done. No apology necessary. No closure necessary. Just get the fuck out of here. Okay? And you're up against the devil, right? So you're up against the darkness. This is your hopes and fears, but just know that this is the ending battle, okay? This is where you're going to step into this new beginning as a warrior, all right? And I think that's significant with this reading. Is there anything else, Spirit, that you'd like me to clarify on this reading? Yeah, the world. You're clearing out these cycles once and for all, okay? And you're no longer trapped, okay? You're able to rest. You'll be able to rest in peace because your ancestors are dealing with the aftermath of the bullshit. Is there anything else? Yeah, Five of Wands. So there very well could be someone that was trying to stop you, that wants to reconcile with you somehow. It's looking like they're going to stop doing what they were doing. And the divine is saying that the wheel is in your favor with this. Okay? But this does not mean that you have to let them back in your energy. Okay? Just keep that in mind. But you definitely are closing out a major cycle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no debate on this. It's happening. And what I think is with this is your time to rest and recuperate from this huge battle that you've had. You need to gain your strength for what you have coming in as far as your abundance. This is, again, you applying the lessons that you've learned over the past course of years that you've done the work. Okay? Somebody is trying to keep you, keep you juggling. There very well could be a couple different relationships coming in the mix that you're going to have have a hard time juggling. I'm really seeing quite a bit of busyness with this Two of Pentacles in the reverse. And I think you're going to be pretty busy. You're going to have to make a major judgment call regarding a lot of the chaos. And you're moving out of a time where there's a lot of illusions and a lot of uncertainty. And you're coming in to make a major judgment call regarding this imbalance. Okay? So just take that into consideration when you're moving forward, that this is the time to rest and recuperate and regain your energy. All right? It's really kind of giving me the Nine of Wands, like you've got one wand left. So you're in your literal last battle before things get really, really good for you. Okay? This could just simply be diverting the darkness out of your life. It could just very well be maybe the devil's rearing his ugly head one last time. But I have a feeling with the wisdom that you've gained over the course of time, and the way you're applying these lessons, I think it's really going to change. It's a game changer. And at this point, if you're a warrior, such as the Strength card, the devil doesn't stand a chance. Okay? Whatever this energy is, it is a fear that you may be of some sort of offering to the devil, and that is being voided. All right? So if somebody tried to make you a sacrifice, they're out to collect, but you are not an option. Okay? And I do believe part of this judgment card is the divine is making a judgment for you. Okay? Your ancestors are making that call for you. And you will know more pretty soon. All right, reading number 2. Here we go. With this reading, I do believe there's going to be some sort of a commitment. Somebody's having a hard time walking away from you. And they're fighting with a lot of thoughts and actions that they've done in the past. They're feeling rather guilty. And they're trying to be strategic as far as their heart's concerned. You could have recently found out that you're a starseed, number two, um, where you didn't think you had hope, you do now. And moving through this hope, this was a great awakening for you. You took a step back, you see things from a different perspective now. It's kind of giving a micro macro kind of situation. Like you had to look at your life and your relationships and the foundation that you were creating under a microscope because there was something odd and kind of out of place regarding it. And I do believe with this new perspective, a lot of these older timelines, a lot of these older stressors is actually coming to an end. Okay, you're ending out a cycle. There could have been a passing of someone, and you may have had some revelations regarding that passing. Okay. With the Ten of Wands out here, it's basically speaking that you're wanting to end this cycle. And it's kind of giving me a hamster wheel kind of cycle. But you're ending that out. And I do believe there very well could be a connection here that you are emulating or that you are attracting in with the Four of Wands. And I think the challenge is of walking away from all the pain that you've endured. Okay, you've done a lot of healing over the last I don't say maybe 6 months, 6 years. I'll go with that. But you being strategic with your heart space, I think this is really significant for you. Your overall attitude in relation to the situation is you're cutting out a lot of the drama. You're cutting out a lot of the past connections that no longer served you. And I think you're in the process of the physicality of that and the emotionality of that, if that's a word. But I think you get I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So from now until the next 3 months, I do see you having a huge wake-up call and seeing things from a new perspective. The challenge is going to be walking away from a particular connection to welcome this new connection in, and I do believe this is one of the scenarios and timelines I've seen with the dice prior. And you're having to, it's like this death card is also talking about third parties, it's talking about old dynamics, it's talking about quite possibly old timelines. It's all coming to an end, specifically with the Ten of Wands here. Now your influence. With this Four of Wands and this Ten of Pentacles, it's telling me that you're trying to build a legacy. You're trying to build a foundation for yourself. And, you know, you are being watched. And with this Knight of Wands, I do feel that you're moving forward with your intuition. I do feel that you're working with intention in a positive way. And I think this is showing a very new, vibrant inspiration about yourself. And with you having to be so analytical in your mind space and really kind of fight with yourself to keep moving away from this old dynamic that's been challenging for you. Okay? I do believe that you are setting a precedence. And you're almost leading by example. And I do believe with this Knight of Wands, it's really showing me some sort of a celebration, okay? And it's almost as if you're moving forward with a new zest for life, okay? That's what I'm really picking up on with this. Within your heart space, you're being very strategic as to what you show compassion to, okay? And ultimately, I do see some major changes coming in for you as long as you can get over walking away from the past. I do see some majorly bright new horizons coming in for you. And I do see you taking action on quite a few different things. I do see you have lots of irons in the fire. And I think this is a process of eliminating the irons that are no longer useful to you. Okay? It's like, again, keeping it simple. All right? Tonight's overall energy is abundance and wisdom. It's about applying the lessons that you've learned in the last 6 months to 6 years. Okay? Some of us have been on a 6 or 7 month merry-go-round, going around and around and around and around and around in a circle, and we're finally getting off the ride and walking away. Okay? We're assimilating to our current surrounding energy. We're ending that what no longer serves us, having hope with the healing that we've done, having that awakening, and finally closing out these cycles. Okay? Spirit, is there anything else that you'd like to clarify on this reading? Yeah. So there very well could have been a third-party situation that did not want you walking away, and so they tried to ruin this new beginning. It's kind of giving me a feeling like if I can't have you, nobody's going to have you. I'm going to ruin absolutely every connection that you have. I'm going to have, and this is where you've probably been fighting with yourself and having to heal from. Okay? Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles. This is about you being strategic and building a new foundation, coming out of the cold. Not really paying attention to what's being looked at or the people that are looking at you or gawking at you. It's like you're walking down the street and people are giving you the side eye and you're wondering why. You're not wondering why anymore. You really don't give a fuck at this point. You're focused on your Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is out here. So you're basically focusing on your stability. You're focusing on your legacy. You're focusing on what you're building. And I think that's a good focus to have. All right. Welcome in, Ms. Elegance. Welcome in, Honey. Welcome in, Patricia. Welcome in, Roxanne. Marie. So Three of Pentacles. I think with this position where you're going to be ending out these cycles, what it is you're making room for new cycles, right? And I do believe that there's going to be some sort of collaboration business side coming in for you. And I think this is why the overall influence is your Ten of Pentacles, okay? So you're just having to be very strategic as to what you're putting your emotions in. And for you, collective, your emotions are extremely powerful when you use them and you focus them on particular situations that you're looking for. Okay? So there's definitely some sort of collaboration coming in for you, whether that be you working with the divine, whether that be working with the elements, whether that be working with something significant. Okay? There's definitely something coming in for you. And this is why things got to end. Because it's making room for. Yeah. The Ace of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely a new clarifying time. The truth is coming out. That what is done in the dark is being brought to the light. Okay? And funny how it's a full moon. And we have the Eight of Cups in the challenging position. Is there anything else that needs to be clarified for this reading, Spirit? The Page of Swords is coming out. Yeah. You're really not giving two cents worth as far as who's watching you or others' opinions. Okay? I know there's somebody here that's not telling you something, and this is why you probably be fighting in your head about something. That was the whole idea, but I think that's finally coming to rest. Is there anything else with this reading? The King of Pentacles. So somebody's trying to create an instability But I do believe by you showing strategy as to who you're sharing your empathy with and your compassion, I think that's really going to be your game changer going into this new cycle. Because somebody wants you up in your head, but I don't see that really what it's going to be. Okay. Now, with you doing all this healing, I'm also getting something with this death card that within the next 6 months, there very well could be a death that you're going to be having to um, take into consideration. There very well could be somebody that's going to pass away. But I think this is what's going to bring you the ability for this Ten of Wands, okay? It's like somebody was doing some major death magic, some major bullshit, and you've healed from that. This was a huge awakening for you of all the fighting that you've had to deal with and the conflict. And I do believe somebody wanted your demise. With this Ace of Wands here, they wanted to blow up your whole new beginning and create an instability with you. However, you're in this energy of just, you're not even giving a shit because you got the divine on your side. Okay? So overall, just stay true to yourself. Stay aware. Stay alert. Yeah, you're calling your power back, and this is what's going to help you end out this cycle. You got a very selfish individual that's in their head right now about the lies that they spoke on. Okay? And I do believe that you may have walked away from this energy, collective. And I think by you walking away from this energy, you could have been dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. By walking away from this energy was thwarting you. They're very, very selfish, very entitled energy. Okay? I think by you walking away from this energy, there's no possibility of them accessing you because you called your power back. And I'm really believing that the challenge was to cut ties with this person. Like, your give a damn is broken now regarding this person. Like, you have no sympathy for them, for the way that they had you fighting in your head. And I think there's going to be a major breakthrough. That was actually supposed to be a breakdown, but it became a breakthrough overall. Okay? But head up. Continue moving forward. Continue focusing on what you need to focus on. Okay? You're building a new foundation. You're getting into this energy of inviting a soulmate union into your life. So the challenge is to walk away from that what no longer serves you. All the past pain, all the past, you're building on your wisdom. Now you're applying those lessons. And you have a very beautiful new beginning coming in. Okay? So keep the faith. You've done the healing that you needed to do. And now it's applying the lesson and moving forward because there's a major breakthrough coming in that's going to help you end out these cycles once and for all. Okay? Spirit's saying there is going to be some sort of a wish coming true for you. And I think you may have been feeling that since the last 3 months. You may be feeling the energy changing. And it's because it's coming in. Spirit's saying something about it being delayed. All right? But it is on its way. All right, number 3. This is your reading. Thank you, Renee. That's what I'm missing. Okay. To do, 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 to do. Okay. Number 3. For whoever this message is for number 3. What I'm seeing with this reading and what I'm seeing with this energy is that you've been puzzled as to where your direction is going to be going. Like, where am I going next? I know there's going to be movement. I'm sitting in the fog. I've got not a clue as to what direction. I don't even know where I'm looking, let alone where I'm going. It's a very puzzled energy that you have holding on to. Now, the challenge is to, at one point, to be exposed for who you are. However, part of this exposure is your success. Okay? And the challenge is to allow the divine, in essence, to take the wheel. Okay? Because it's not like you're moving. It's kind of feeling like you're in a rut right now. But you're not. Okay? At this point, you have a lot of ideas. You have a lot of different new ideas coming in at you all at once. It's almost like you're being bombarded by inspiration, which is a really weird, odd feeling. Considering how chaotic it is out there, it's almost like you've got so many ideas coming through, running through. Like, even if you wanted to write them down, it's very difficult because your hand and your pen don't work that way. And it's so many ideas that you can't even voice it out into like a voice to text. Like, it's very difficult for you to be trying to assimilate and try to amalgamate all of the ideas that are coming through. It's kind of like you being pelted with hail. But hail is falling every which way. There's nowhere to go but just to stay where you are. And I think this is the whole idea, to allow the downloads to come in, allow these ideas to come in. Anything that sticks is something that is quite possibly fruitful for you. Okay? So what Spirit's telling me is don't necessarily be under the pressure of what's coming in as far as the ideas, as far as the inspirations, as far as the downloads, but focus on what sticks. Focus on what sticks around and kind of sticks to the walls of your brain. Because those are the things that, like, there's a lot of different things that are coming and going, and they won't stay long. But I think in the process of you purging a lot of the past bullshit and adapting to your new lessons and wisdom, which is going to bring in an abundance. You are coming in from out of the cold. You are building a new foundation for yourself, okay? And I'm really picking up on a releasing of codependency with this Five of Pentacles, okay? You're building your own foundation. with that. Now, with this exposure, it's also going to come in with success. But understand that the divine is at hand here. This is not a decision that you can make. It's not a decision that you can deter yourself from. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. Okay, this is divinely guided. Okay? And it's mainly due to the fact of the deception that was done on your heart. All right? You were deceived quite a bit, and you're having a hard time making decisions. So the divine is saying, okay, I'm going to take the wheel, and I'm going to drive a little bit. Okay? And mainly the reason why is because of the deception. You may be having a hard time trusting yourself. You may be having a hard time trusting the connections that you do have. All right? But ultimately, you've been going through a time of nurturing your heart space. And I think with this, it's really alchemizing your energy. It's really kind of bringing you into this divine anointment. And I'm really picking up on the touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. So you could be chosen, you could be a light worker, you could be earth angel, and I got goosebumps. Okay? So ultimately, with this with this Queen of Cups sitting here in the past position, you've taken a lot of the time to nurture yourself. You've taken a lot of the time to nurture uh, nurture your heart space because of the lies and the deception, right? Whatever this was in your heart, you've literally had no other choice but to move forward through the deception, right? And I would say within the last, I'm going to say pretty well your whole life, you've been deceived, okay? You pretty well had your heart shattered to the point where you've had to put it in a cup in order to keep it all together, all right? However, understand that within the next 3 months, there's definitely going to be some major justice coming in for you. All right? And with this justice and exposure and success, you're literally having to stand on your truth. Stand on your principles for justice. Stand on your principles for moving forward. Okay? Maybe this is you taking the emotions out of it, out of the equation for the next little while. This could be you focusing on yourself and your success. You've already nurtured your heart space from this deception. So I think you've done an extreme amount of healing with this. All right? And I do believe that a lot of the fire and a lot of the ambition that you have, it came from sadness. Because we got the Five of Cups here in the influence. Welcome in, Helma, to the membership chat level. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So, collective, number 3, you have justice coming in and you need to stand on it. Okay? And I think this is about taking the emotions out of the equation for now. So number 3, this isn't about you focusing on any particular relationship. I think this is about you pouring back into yourself and focus on getting justice. All right? And standing for it. Right? And guarding justice. Okay? So with this justice, I do believe your attitude in relation to the situation is you're cutting out all these third parties, right? And I'm really picking up on these third parties that were deceiving you, whether that be family, friends, or foe. It really matters not. But they were celebrating way too early. And I think having to do with your success, they didn't want you having any type of success. And they thought they had you. okay, in the past. Because I think during this Queen of Cups era or moment, I think you kind of went into like into hiding. You could have went into recluse. You could have just been focusing on yourself, pouring into yourself, focusing on your emotions and healing your heart, and mainly due to the deception. Where you thought when you were walking away from this particular person, this very toxic individual, you thought you were moving on and moving into a new direction. But what it was actually is a lot of drama and deception. You very well could have been left out in the cold. All right. But Spirit's saying something about you coming full circle with that, and you standing your ground and standing on firm foundation. All right. Now, whoever these people were that were celebrating early, these are the people, a lot of them, of who you're cutting out of your existence, right? And they're thinking this is just a joke, it's a phase, you'll get over it, you'll let them back in. That couldn't be anything further from the truth, okay? Uh, you're standing on it. With the King of Swords out here with no emotions in the next 6 months, up to three months from now, there's major justice coming in, and then 3 to 6 months from now, you're standing on it. And I do believe that there's going to be some sort of an offer given to you because of your wisdom. This is going to bring a lot of abundance for you. This is some spirit saying a pay raise. Okay? And this is divinely led. This is a decision that's not being made by you. Somebody else is making the decision, and they're being led by the divine to make this decision. And that's what part of your justice is all about. Okay? This is also what your success is all about. Okay? But I think what you've been exposing specifically is going to be part of that success. And I'm not sure if this is exposing yourself in a particular way, but I'm thinking this is more or less exposing this deception that's going to bring you some sort of justice and a new position. With the King of Swords, this very well could be a authority figure of some sort. So you very well could be some sort of an emperor, some sort of a king, some sort of a decision maker, per se. All right. It's really kind of picking up on like a judge of some sort. And because of the sadness that you've felt, because of the deception and because of what you've alchemized, okay, this is a divine working with the Two of Swords in the reverse. Okay, this is a decision that is not going to be made by you. This is going to be made by someone else. The offer is going to be given to you. Okay? Your hopes and fears, yes, it will be revealed to you that what is done behind the scenes, in the dark, however else you would like to say it. Okay? The moon is here to say that anything that was done in the dark or behind the scenes is going to be revealed to you. Now, with the fact of the next 3 months, I do believe something to do with a house, something to do with a new house, a new foundation. All right. So this is 6 months to a year. This is to 3 months. And from 3 to 6 months. Okay. So you've got justice coming in. The challenge is to get through this whole success and exposure, and it's like kind of giving me being in the limelight of some sort. And then you're going to have this position, this King of Swords position kind of sort of situation. Okay, and things will be revealed to you in a timely manner. As well with the Five of Pentacles, it shows here reverse. It's looking like you're building a new foundation after being left out in the cold. Your influence driving you with this is your sadness. It's about no longer allowing your past to be your present. or be your future. And I do believe this is something to do with energetics, with the alchemy, okay? And with the fact that you're cutting out these old attitudes and these old connections, these old third party kind of situations. You are literally ripping out the root, okay? I've spoken about that in my readings prior, about just sitting on the dock and letting it float to the top. I do believe that you've had no other choice but to go deep within yourself, specifically with this Five of Pentacles, okay? With the Two of Swords, with the Queen of Cups, okay? To go down into the root of the sadness and rip out these weeds from the root, okay? A lot of these disconnections very well could have brought you a lot of sadness, because these are people that you thought you could actually rely on. You thought there very well could have been some sort of connection there, but clearly there wasn't. But just know that you're moving into a very stable energy with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, you're no longer going to be left out in the cold. You're going to be very significant in the coming days, in coming months, in coming years. Is there anything else that Spirit would like to clarify before I move on? Yeah, the Queen of Swords in reversed and the Eight of Wands. What else? So you could have been dealing with a Queen of Swords and a Queen of, a King of, hello, a Queen of Swords and a King of Swords in reverse. Okay, that brought a lot of deception. And I do believe there was some sort of a third party situation happening between a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. Okay, they threw a lot at you. Okay. This Queen of Swords could have something to do with the Queen of Cups as well. There could be some sort of an association with this. The King of Swords was here to bring about some sort of deception, where the Queen of Swords was the one to celebrate in behind the scenes too soon, nurturing lies, gossip, okay? And I do believe there's something to do with the Queen of Cups regarding that. It's really giving me the fact that they wanted to keep their hands clean. So they incited someone else to do their dirty work. Is the feeling I'm picking up on. The Page of Wands and the Five of Pentacles reversed. So somebody didn't want you building a new foundation. They didn't want you getting any type of assistance. They didn't want you having any type of downloads, no intuition, no inspiration, no integrity, right? I'm also picking up that this King and Queen of Swords reversed, they're very karmic individuals. They're pathological liars. They could have been working separately or together in regards to this demise, but you are getting justice for this. I do believe that they felt that they were going to leave you out in the cold, but what actually happened was something different, something they did not anticipate. We got the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck, so I do believe that you stuck up for yourself in some sort of way. Yeah, because there was major injustice here about a love offer. So somebody could have thwarted a love offer. Somebody could have lied about a love offer to bring you injustice on purpose. And this is what had you in your sadness. This is what had you in the deceptive heart space because of this injustice on your heart. Okay? You had no other choice but to nurture yourself to bring you justice and to stand on your integrity of the truth. Okay? Is there anything else that you'd like to clarify, Spirit, regarding this? The Two of Swords. Yeah. So they didn't believe that the divine was on your side, and they did not want you making a decision to move forward towards your success. They wanted you to be exposed. Okay? And the way that they tried to expose you is by telling a whole bunch of lies. Okay? To make you look diminished, to dampen your shine, to dampen your inspiration. All right, number 3. I hope that helped you. Now, if you guys would like me to clarify these readings, it's not happening. However, you can get an order for a personal reading, if you so shall choose. The link is in the link section. You can move on over to Hipsy for that reading. All right? All right, number 4, we're going to do your reading. And here we go. Oh, wow. Beautiful reading so far. Wow. I shouldn't say much, though. I don't want to jinx it. Okay. Number 4. Right off the bat, what I'm getting here is that you're moving on. You're moving forward. Okay? You're no longer remunerating about the past. Okay? I do believe that you didn't get any closure. However, you're at the point now where you don't need closure. Okay? Like, you really don't need closure because the way that they treated you was the closure. Okay? And the thing is you've been pouring back into yourself now. You're kind of taking a leap of faith in the fact that you're changing your frequency, knowing that you are what you attract. Okay? So, to some degree, with the challenges, this could have been challenges with your family or creating a family. And by looking back into the past, it was kind of very, very shadowy, very, very karmic. So this is why you decided, okay, I'm just going to cut my losses and move forward. I'll nurture myself, I'll look forward, and I will make my own family. Kind of giving me that feeling. In your mind space, you've had a lot of conflict to resolve. You've had a lot of misunderstandings, things that didn't make sense. Okay? The Five of Swords reversed. This is about a lot of he said, she said, rumors, a lot of talk behind your back. You very well could be hearing whispers of that from time to time. There very well could be an energetic projection being sent to you. However, it's very mild at this point from what I'm getting from Spirit. Okay? It's not as heavy as it used to be. It seems to be getting lighter as the days progress. Okay? And this is because your spiritual team is working along with you to alchemize all this shit and allow you to move forward. With your situation being the Six of Cups in the reverse, this is you dumping out all the old emotional shit that you've been carrying all these years that wasn't even yours. You're releasing it. And I think this is how you're ultimately reconciling with your mind and bringing your mind and your heart back to balance. All right? That is definitely needed in order to move forward with the consideration of your new beginning. All right? Because all of us tonight, we do have abundance coming in, but we are having to apply the lessons that we've learned in the last little while, okay? Because we got some breadcrumbers out there trying to breadcrumb us. So we're applying the wisdom and the lessons that we've learned in order to eradicate these breadcrumbers. Because where we're going, we have abundance coming in, whether they want to breadcrumb us or not. Okay? So in your heart space, I do see you dumping that cup out, putting it in the dishwasher, and, calling on the divine to help you with this, and filling up your cup with divine love. Okay? As you love yourself and as you pour into yourself, the divine will match you, ounce per ounce. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, I do see you very much dealing with the fact of maybe self-hate talk, or there very well could be an energy of um, uh, not necessarily sabotage, but I do see the Empress here in the reverse. If you are pregnant, this could represent a miscarriage, okay? They very well could have you in a very heartbroken energy, okay? Something about a spirit baby is significant with this reading. So if you are masculine, and maybe that you were baby trapped and the baby didn't survive, just know that there's a spirit baby there regardless, okay? But it really wasn't their time to be born yet, okay? So what might be a situation of feeling heartbroken, try to release that the best way that you can, okay? There was some sort of karmic retribution. I do believe this is an empress that is self-sabotaging. Okay, I don't believe this is you, spirit collective. I think this is somebody that you're dealing with. Okay. This very well could be somebody within your family that is in a sabotageous kind of way, kind of mood, and they're trying to bring you into some sort of heartbreak or heartache. Now, I do see some sort of emotional manipulation, but I do see this also being thwarted. I do see this being diverted. Okay, so this I don't believe is going to be anything that you're going to have to worry about in the next 6 months. It's going to be evident as to who was trying to destroy you and your foundation for family, and who was trying to keep you from moving forward. You're going to find out the information with this Empress energy. And this very well could break your heart as to get some sort of a confirmation as to where all this came from. However, that what comes out from the dark is brought to the light. Okay, it very well could be bittersweet. Okay, but that what pisses us off eventually sets us free. And you have to take that into consideration. All right? Continue pouring into yourself and continue nurturing your heart space. All right? You have recently gained some sort of new momentum with this Two of Wands. Coming from the past, this is what you're walking away from. It doesn't mean that it's not happening, but I do believe you jumped timelines. You could have went through a crossroad. You could be moving in a new direction over the past year. And this is what's going to reveal, because there's going to be heel claws, people clawing at your heels, at the back of your legs, wanting to grab a hold of you and pull you back down into the sadness that you've been feeling. And that's not happening. They have no admittance. They have no access to you anymore going further. These could be family members. This could be past loves. This could be a lot of different things. But for the time being, I do see that you are focusing on yourself. The Nine of Swords here, you're finding out a lot of truth. And I do believe that there's something to do with the dark night of the soul. Definitely an awakening. Okay? And with this, the revealing of the truth, by you nurturing your heart space, okay? Moving into the future from now to 3 months, you're going to recognize and you're going to know who this saboteur is. And from 3 to 6 months, you may be dealing with the grief of that, okay? Because they went to an extent that I don't even think you're aware of yet regarding this. And it's ultimately going to break your heart once you find out the truth. However, though, when all this comes out, I do feel that there's going to be a major sense of relief, okay? And it's only another option for you to gain more wisdom, okay? You're going to see somebody's true colors. You're going to see their true motive as to why they did what they did and how and why and whatever. It's a lot of obsession, okay? Now, your whole attitude of this is you're wanting to come out of this dark night of the soul, this darkness, but you're coming out of this darkness enlightened, okay? And I'm really picking up on the Hermit reversed. It's about you going on this journey and finding your inner light and actually knowing that this is the light that's guiding you, all right? That light at the end of the tunnel is your inner light reflecting back at you, okay, from your new timeline. So really take that into consideration. Your influence, though, these are people that really didn't know what they were talking about. And I think this is why you're focusing so much more or less on yourself. And the fact that you trusted certain people and they betrayed you. And maybe they've been trying to get you in this bitterness, kind of bitter energy, and emotionally manipulate you within the next 6 months. So be very, very weary as to who's coming in, trying to diminish you or try to make you feel a little off. Okay? Because they do not have your best interest at heart, and you need to take that into consideration. However, collective, where they feel that you are not going on this journey, where they feel that they can dictate to and puppeteer you in your life, it's not going to happen. You got some major manifestations coming in with the Magician here in your hopes and fears. And I do believe there's a lot of things that are going to come in and materialize for you. But it's ultimately for your best bet and for your for your highest good that you alchemize and you apply the wisdom that you've learned over this experience. Okay? Create some boundaries. Because these manifestations are coming in and you need a foundation on to celebrate and to take on these beautiful, beautiful blessings. All right? I do see somebody, this Empress here, thinking that they're going to get you caught up. Quite possibly caught up with a case. Or they somehow wanted you to be incarcerated or put into jail for a particular situation. And I do believe that it's going to blow up in their face. And I do believe this saboteur is the one that's going to be going to jail. This Empress energy. This person is thinking that they're very high and mighty, that nothing can touch them, that they're untouchable, and that, you know, they know what they're doing. They've been doing this for years, and they're not going to get caught, and all that stuff. Yeah. They're in for a rude awakening, collective. They're in for a rude awakening. Spirit's saying something about the fact that they've been being investigated well before you met them because of other people and other situations. Okay? It's almost kind of giving me like the feds have been watching them. Okay? Now, this dirty ass bitch, okay, thought that you were oblivious, thought that you weren't going to figure it out. But there's a purpose as to why you eliminated them out of your life, out of your experience. Okay? It's definitely having to do with something that she's done. Okay? People already know that she's a pathological liar. Okay? People already know that. Like, it's not that difficult to figure out. Like, you're sitting there with a coffee meeting them for the first time. You get that feeling that they're just lying to you, outright lying to you. Like, they don't have a one honest word coming out of their mouth. Like, they reek of deception. All right? So, whoever this is, whatever the situation is, I do really feel that they're going to be called out. And the fact of you finding out what was actually happening in behind the scenes and to the point where it's going to break your heart. Yeah. I'm really kind of picking up on a lot of death magic that kind of backfired. It didn't hit you, but it hit other people. It hit other beings, we'll say. And you're going to find out the truth of that. And I do feel that the Empress is going to admit this. Spirit's saying that it's eating her alive right now, as we speak. So chances are you're going to hear this in the next 3 months. So they tried to make you look worthless. They tried to make you, as an influence, they tried to ruin absolutely every aspect of who you are by creating an ulterior story. Okay? And anything that you had as far as blessings, as far as abundance, as far as all this, beautiful things coming in for you, they destroyed it all. They destroyed all the options. They destroyed everything. And if they didn't figure it out, like if you had just gotten a job, they called up the job and harassed them until they let you go. Okay? They figured out a phone number or whatever to call them, and they just continued calling. Continued calling. Okay? If they found out that you had a certain this or a certain not happening, they destroyed it. They destroyed any possibility of it. Okay? If you had a car, they probably destroyed your car. This very well could have been because maybe you weren't taking them to work anymore. Maybe you called back your energy. Maybe you started focusing on yourself. And because you weren't focusing on them and they were not the center of your attention, they destroyed your car. So that way there was no aspect to that. Okay? But you're going to find out that this Empress in the reverse did the most to destroy you. But the thing is they were acting as a friend. Okay? So the fact that they're being outed for all the shit that they've done, I think they're the ones that trying to get you caught up. And I'm getting like jail time with this chariot. And they're basically going to come in and say, no, you're not going to jail. They are. They tried to throw you in jail, but we did the investigation and we found out all this other stuff regarding other situations regarding you. Okay? So they basically tried to destroy absolutely everything that you were building. But unfortunately for her, your manifestations are still coming in. They are on their way. So you literally have nothing to worry about, minus this slight setback. Okay? And although that you may not know exactly what direction you're going in, okay, the situation is that there's definitely going to be changes being made in your life where you're not going to really have to go anywhere. And I'm really picking up on the fact that people are going to come to you for a change. Okay, so you got some major manifestations coming in. And I'm really liking this reading despite it all. You could have walked away from your family. There could be some sort of aspect of you moving forward after letting go of your family. And I do believe that there was something to do with your family and this Dark Empress. Okay? And it's all coming out. You're going to know about this soon. Continue nurturing and filling your cup. Continue knowing that the divine is with you. Okay? There's going to be a lot of reconciliation happening in your head. You're not crazy, collective. You're not confused. You're abused. You're being taken advantage of. And yes, you were being abused. In a very malignant, very covert, very diabolical, throwing rocks and hiding their hands kind of way. They thought they were going to get away with it, and it's not happening that way. Okay? So ultimately, you're not necessarily going to be moving too much. There very well could be a move coming up, but you're being, you're being in this energy where you're going to stay where you are. You're not, nothing too stressful is going to happen. So just lay low, focus on pouring into yourself. Okay, you've already went through the crossroads. You've went in a new direction. Okay, and this Dark Empress is all butthurt. They very well could come in, try to emotionally manipulate you in the next 6 months, but that's not going to end very favorable for her. Okay? Just stick to your guns and know that things are going to happen for you in a way that's going to benefit you. All right? Now, let's see about clarification on anything on this reading. Spirit, is there any clarification on this reading? I know I said I wouldn't clarify it, but I'm letting Spirit clarify it tonight. Whatever needs to be clarified. Okay, so Page of Pentacles, somebody was breadcrumbing you. The Hanged Man, this is going to be a huge awakening for you. And this is going to bring in some major changes with the Tower card. Okay? And this is regarding the crossroads. And I'm also getting this dumbass bitch decided to put a petition at the crossroads thinking that it was going to do anything to you, and it didn't do anything. Okay? It maybe slowed you down a little bit, but it gave you the time to rest and really focus on your future moving forward. King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So yes, you could have been very, very vigilant. You could have been very intentional moving forward, and they tried to ruin your new beginning. Okay? They're being stopped in their tracks. We've got the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely something about you finding your new foundation. All right? What else? The Six of Pentacles. Yeah. So with this Empress, it was a one-way street. It was a non-reciprocal, no reciprocity. It was all for them and nothing for you. Okay? And they may have love bombed you at some point, but once they knew that there was no changes to that, once they knew that there was no way of manipulation, there very well could have been emotional manipulation here somewhere along the line, but there was no reciprocity. It was a one-way street. This was a very, very selfish Dark Empress. Okay? Is there anything else with this reading, Spirit? The King of Cups. So there very well could have been a King of Cups in regards to this. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That was at the helm, quite possibly with this Dark Empress colluding against you. Okay? I am getting a Cancer individual with this Chariot. Okay? They tried to get you incarcerated and it's not working. They tried to diminish absolutely everything that you were building, but the truth is coming out. They tried to put you in a dark night of the soul and have you break down, but it ended up being a breakthrough. All right, collective? So stand strong. You're a lot stronger than what these imbeciles thought you were. And I do believe they're being stood corrected. They stand corrected. They shouldn't have messed with you because now they're receiving major karma. All right? Spirit's saying the best is yet to come. All right? So don't you worry. All right, number 5, this is your reading. Beautiful so far. Oh. Damn. All right. Number 5. Right off the bat, I'm getting a lot of coldness from this reading. I'm getting a lot of stale energy with this reading. I'm also sensing that there's definitely going to be some sort of an apology coming into you from someone, quite possibly a Queen of Pentacles. This is a very unstable energy. This Queen of Pentacles is being a thorn in your side for a good portion of your life. Okay? This particular Queen of Pentacles kept you from moving forward. I'm really kind of picking up on a very unstable mother figure. If not, I don't even consider this person a mother with how unstable they were. They did not have the means of being a mother, let alone a mom. So although they very well could have birthed you, it's almost as if you took on the parenting role to parent them instead. Okay? I'm picking up on a very selfish, very immature, very ungrounded, very sporadic energy. Okay? A very my way or the highway energy, but it's kind of like a welfare junkie telling you to get a job and provide for me. So it's like they didn't feel that they needed to work, but they wanted you to work and provide for them. Basically, give me all your money, like a money hungry hippo. In your mind space, this really screwed up your head because it really created this energy of bitterness in your heart. And this is the whole thing. They tried to create a bitterness in your mind so that way there was no upper hand within your heart space. They were hoping you would never heal. And with the Nine of Wands in the reverse in your heart space, I'm really picking up on they tried at all costs to not allow you to rise, to be the best version of yourself. Okay? Now, the situation with this, though, is that your attitude in relation, you did everything not to snap out. Okay? They tried to dethrone you. You do have this emperor energy, and they tried to make you out to be something that you're not. And they used a aspect of a relationship to ruin you. Okay? They wanted to shatter you. They wanted you acting out of hate and out of bitterness, and they wanted this bitterness to be your downfall. They wanted it to be your downfall. They wanted it to be your demise. However, collective, again, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. I know I'm speaking to a chosen. I know I'm speaking to an earth angel. I know I'm speaking to a warrior. Okay? In order to be speaking to one of those two people, to have the Emperor card come out within your attitude in relations in the reverse, okay? I'm moving this Emperor card in the upright position because that's the way it's always been. That's the way it was always supposed to be. Okay? You don't necessarily have to be an Aries, but you're definitely holding Emperor energy. You're definitely holding the whole of all the kings, okay, kind of energy. And the fact that they tried to get into your emotions, get into your intentions, get into your communication, and get into your ability to manifest. And they tried to thwart absolutely every aspect of that, this Queen of Pentacles. I am really picking up on a Capricorn energy that did this, okay? However, despite what they threw at you, I'm going to let you know that this was all based on the fact that you did not commit to them. This is all based on the fact that now, if they weren't your mother, specifically a mother figure, because the Queen of Pentacles usually comes out to be a mother, okay, or the Queen of Cups is usually a mother. The Queen of Swords, however, this person, there's no emotion, right? So there would be no motherly kind of situation with that Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Swords is not showing up in this reading here. So I do believe that this could have been a motherly sort of feeling kind of person, right? They wanted to mother you, or they wanted to be in some sort of a close-knit intimacy, or I don't know. Like, there's definitely something about them wanting to be in every aspect of your life. So this could be a mother. This could be someone that wanted to be in your life and nurture you. But the way that they were nurturing you was not the way you wanted to be nurtured. Okay? The way that they influenced you was trying to get into some sort of a relationship with you. And I do believe that they very well could have thought that maybe you were a soulmate. So I do feel there's two timelines here. Okay? But I do believe that with this being in your influence with the Two of Cups, you're actually really balanced in your masculine and feminine energy, and this is how you came out to parent this Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this Queen of Pentacles was a thorn in your side. However, you stood up for yourself. Okay, and you have a brand new, beautiful, passionate new beginning. Okay, you gained a lot of wisdom through this experience, regardless. And I do believe that they wanted you trapped in your head, but I feel that this Queen of Pentacles is quite possibly going to be incarcerated. They're going to be going to jail for something that they did. And I have a feeling that it had to do with screwing up a commitment. And I do believe that they had something to do with the ruining of your soulmate union. It could have been the fact that they ruined your relationships. It could have been the fact that they ruined your friendships. They pinned up a lot of people against you, okay? Which put you in this ultimate hermit mode. Now, with this hermit, I do believe it allowed you to find your inner light, and I do feel that it allowed you to move forward. Okay? Now, you're guided by that inner light, and I think this is what's got them trapped up, because some things came to light with this hermit with this hermit mode that you went in. I do sense a lot of past life recall. I do sense that there was a lot of wisdom gained in this experience. Okay? Where in hindsight, when you look back at this, I do believe that this is going to be your common denominator for it being your biggest game changer. Now, you are going to be in alignment for a new union. That's not going to happen yet. However, there's definitely going to be some sort of respite and rest after this Queen of Pentacles is eradicated out of your life. This person really created a lot of bitterness and really tried to bring you to your demise. So whoever this is for, just know that whatever's going on right now, if somebody's trying to get you to react, do not react. Take some time out, take a step back, and breathe. Regulate your nervous system and continue focusing on the moving forward. Okay? Don't allow these energies to get you to react out of character, because that is their main goal. They want to dethrone you from this emperor position. You could be a man or a woman, makes no difference to me. Okay? I do believe that I very well could be talking to a masculine. However, you don't necessarily have to be a man. You could be a feminine in your masculine energy. Okay? Let's get some clarification from Spirit. Five of Swords, the Chariot, and the Four of Wands. So yeah, somebody's trying to come in and reconcile with you, but they are realizing there is no forward movement with you regarding any new foundation, because they wanted to make a commitment with you and you did not want a commitment with them. So I do believe that if this was a relationship with the Queen of Pentacles, quite possibly a Capricorn, they knew damn well right from the get-go that nothing was going to be coming of that relationship. Okay? You are sticking up for yourself. You are moving in a new direction that's very inspirational. And they wanted to be a part of that. But they've been trying to make it to where you do not get the upper hand. You do not keep that commitment, but you're sticking to your guns anyway. You are moving forward regardless. And I do believe this person is going to be either trapped up in a spiritual jail because of what they've done to try to make you bitter and try to knock you out of your destiny. And they did not want you having the upper hand within your heart space. They wanted you constantly fighting with your heart. Okay? They wanted you bitter in your mind and heavy in your heart. Okay? However, shit's changing. Things are morphing, and this is where you're needing to apply the wisdom that you've learned from this experience to move forward into this new beginning. Okay? Within 6 months to a year, I do believe someone's going to be incarcerated spiritually. They're not going to be able to move forward. There's definitely going to be a Cancer coming in to reconcile with you as well. Quite possibly a Cancer. Yeah. Let's look into it. Is there anything else to clarify on this reading? The High Priestess. Okay. So what you didn't see coming was the reactive abuse. Again, I'm picking up on throwing rocks and hiding their hands. They did not want to take accountability for their actions. And it's all because you chose not to commit to them. But the Justice card is at the bottom of the deck, so there's definitely justice coming in for you. So just stay the course. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This person was only breadcrumbing you to start with. The Nine of Cups in reverse. They did not want you finding your soulmate. They did not want you having any good relationships. This was part of them emotionally manipulating a situation out of your favor. And again, we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. So I'm really feeling that this is very much a saboteur. But you have an apology coming in from a Queen of Cups. This could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, coming in with an apology. Six of Wands. Okay, so this Queen of Cups wants to come in and give you some sort of flowers and an apology. The King of Wands. Okay, I very well could be talking to a masculine. For you to not get wish fulfillment, and for you having to constantly be reconciling, all the while they were breadcrumbing you, this is what you didn't see coming for quite some time. Yeah, they brought in a relationship with the Four of Wands only to keep you from moving forward. I think there's two different timelines moving in. I think this was reading 2 or reading 3. where someone tried to ruin your relationship. However, they did not want you moving forward. What was this all on? The Magician. Yeah, so they were doing dark magic, but you stood up to them. You fought this magic. You found out the truth with the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. What else? Is there anything else with this reading? Yeah. This relationship was a huge wake-up call. This was a game changer for you. It was your catalyst for growth. And yeah, the Queen of Cups brought this Two of Cups into your life to destroy you. Okay? Somebody thought that they were tuning you in. They thought that they were teaching you a lesson. And by destroying your heart, was initially it was supposed to humble you. Okay? They ultimately were ganging up on you to turn you into a monster with this Emperor in the reverse. They wanted you to look like a tyrant, make you look unhinged. Is there anything else here? They ultimately wanted you in jail or in some sort of a spiritual jail. But I do believe this is going to be happening to them. Yeah, Ace of Swords in the reverse. There was a lot of deception and lies regarding this new beginning that you went on. It was supposed to be passionate, but turned into a lot of deception. Yeah, they did not want you getting the upper hands. Nine of Wands to the nine of Wands and the Emperor reversed. They did not want you moving forward. They did not want you excelling, so they lied on you. They deceived you in order to make that happen. We got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. They didn't want you to walk away from this tyrant energy, but you healed it. You alchemized it through the Two of Cups, regardless. It was your catalyst for growth. You have applied the wisdom that you've learned, and it ultimately enlightened you, okay? You are now the guiding light, is what I'm getting with the Hermit, okay? I hope that reading helped you. Number 5. Hopefully it brought you some clarity. All right, number 6. And the reason why I use the whole tarot deck and I do these readings is because every reading is different. That's why I do it that way. You don't like it? Go somewhere else. There's plenty of channels out there. All right, number 6. I do really feel that there's an emotional dependence, and your challenge is trying to collaborate with this person that you're dealing with. However, this person isn't who you thought they were. And I really feel that they were projecting a particular mask that is being ripped off. You're very much deceived. And it's given you no other choice but to hold your cards close to your chest. And this is, I feel, where you are sitting right now in your energy. Okay? In your mind's eye, you're absolutely infuriated the way this has all progressed. In your heart space, you know the value of your heart. You know the value of your love. You know the value of who you are within your own integrity. And unfortunately, someone tried to sabotage that. There's a particular energy that didn't like the fact that you were moving forward. They did not like the fact that you were standing true to yourself. The fact that you were not easy to be puppeted. You were not easy to be pretzeled. You were not easy to be pushed around. Okay? I do believe you stood in your validity of who you are. And you very well could be a fire sign. You don't necessarily have to be. I am kind of picking up a Leo kind of energy. An Aries or Sagittarius. It could be in your chart somewhere. Somebody really tried to take all of your wish fulfillment and literally flush it down the drain. And they collaborated with other people to challenge you in order to turn your frown into outright rage. Okay? You've dealt with a lot of reactive abuse. If anybody could teach a master class on reactive abuse, you would probably be the one, collective. Definitely, I would say. All right. Ultimately, within your heart space here, we have the Four of Cups, and I do see that you know now, by nurturing yourself and by keeping your cards close to your chest in the past, you're now pulling back your energy. You're focused on yourself and bringing about this wish fulfillment. Now, I do believe there very well could have been quite possibly a codependence in the past, but I see that you've grown out of that due to the deception. And I do believe that over time, from you pulling back your energy and keeping your cards close to your chest, I do think that that's going to eliminate a lot of the chaos that was collaborated as a challenge against you to get you into this very angry thought pattern. Okay, very, very angry, very abrupt kind of thought pattern. However, you alchemized it. I really am feeling an alchemy kind of aspect due to the fact of the High Priestess here. And I do see that there's definitely some knowledge that you've gained. You're applying that wisdom, which is helping you clear out this betrayal. Your fear is that the people that you pour into are not reciprocal. There's no reciprocity. And this is where you're calling your power back. Because you feel at some point, despite all of what you've poured into, from your abundance, from your joy, from your happiness, I do feel that there's some sort of collaboration about you missing out. So, according to these saboteurs, these people collaborating against you to not allow this wish fulfillment to materialize, these people are now wreaking the karma regarding that. Okay? I do believe that you've called your power back, and now you're guarding your power. With the Six of Pentacles and your hopes and fears, this is talking about the non-reciprocal. Out of all the people that you've poured into, you're getting very, very little back, and this is why you're calling your energy back, and this is why you're keeping your cards close to your chest. You're being very, very choosy as to who you're allowing into your energy and who you share your energy with, which is paramount to your movement forward. Now, with this being the now to the 3 months, I think you're coming out of the worst part. I think the worst is over for you. You are going into a time of love, happiness, and enlightenment. There's definitely something huge being revealed to you. It's kind of bittersweet, okay? It's to the point where it stings a little, but that what is revealed to you will quite possibly piss you off. However, it's going to set you free from these karmics, from this betrayal, all right? And this non-reciprocity. But ultimately, collective number 6, you have to call your power back, and you need to do it on a regular basis. You need to sever any ties, and you need to return to sender anything that is being sent to you if you feel attacked. Spirit saying that you do have guides, guards, and protectors on tap, and they are taking care of the brunt of it. But there will be some time, when they're distracted. I do believe these saboteurs are trying to distract your guards by being relentless with their sabotage. However, within the next 3 months, I do see things calming down. You are gone through the worst of it. And I think by you holding your cards close to your chest and being very choosy as to who you share your energy with, I think that's what's going to bring about this Tower in reverse and the Sun. Your attitude is that you've missed out on a lot. However, what you've missed out on wasn't in alignment with you to start with, is what Spirit's telling me. Okay? So regardless if you feel that you've missed out on it, this all is happening for a particular reason, and it's all playing out just as it's supposed to. Okay? So you're not missing out on anything because you weren't in alignment with it anyway. Anything that fell away, it wasn't in alignment with you anyway. Anybody that you've fallen away from, as far as fallen off, maybe you don't talk to them anymore. These people very well could have been decent to you to some degree. But I do get a sense of handlers. I do get a sense of like some sort of manipulation in the mix with this betrayal. But with it becoming revealed to you within the next 6 months, I think things are going to change. Your whole perception, the way you look at life, okay, the way you share and the way you give back. The fact that you're calling your power back after feeling like you've missed out on a lot, having to call your power back but keep your cards close to your chest. I really get this feeling like you like to communicate, collective number 6. And the thing is that it's very infuriating, the fact that you have to keep your cards close to your chest when you're filled with integrity. And I do see a good king here, but a very, very good integral king that is pissed off at the way that he's been treated. Okay? However, I do believe there's been some sort of an alchemy happen with this High Priestess, and I do believe you've learned some things. All right? And this is why you're moving into a time of happiness. Okay? So the people that you felt were breadcrumbing you, chances are they're breadcrumbing you. All right? And they did not want to give you what was rightfully yours. However, you are cutting your losses at this point. You will continue to move forward. And I do see good things happening for you, regardless of what it looks like right now. The next 6 months is going to be very significant for you. Okay? Whatever you're working on is going to grow, and you are going to be moving forward with clarity. All right? But I think the fact that you had to alchemize these lessons first in order to move and propel yourself forward. All right, Spirit, what's the clarification on this reading? The King of Swords. So there very well could have been a lot of deception regarding a King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. I'm also picking up that somebody could have made you to be codependent. They tried to program you to be codependent, so that way you would never rise into this King of Wands, right side up kind of energy, and that you would stay in this King of Wands reversed, very frustrated, very tyrannical, very manipulative, and I do believe you alchemized it. Yeah, there was a major betrayal here. And this is why you kept your cards close to your chest, right? They did not want you having any wish fulfillment, and they collaborated against you because of it. And they breadcrumbed you. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay? So they don't want to have to give to you what is rightfully yours. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles in the bottom of the deck in the reverse. It was meant to piss you off. It was meant to snap you out. Okay? That's the whole point. That's why they did it. That's why they betrayed you. That's why it was a one-way street. And if it wasn't a one-way street, it doesn't seem like a one-way street, they were love bombing you. Okay? Yeah. So moving into the next 3 months, the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. And this is going against the collaborators that came up against you to bring about a codependency where you were always needing somebody. They wanted you to be unfulfilled to the point where you had to have the validation, emotional validation of feeling loved by other people. But now you love yourself, okay? You know you deserve better treatment than this, and they wanted you to make you feel like you were missing out. But you called your power back, you called your energy back, and you cut out these third parties and the betrayal once and for all. Is there anything else that you'd like me to clarify, Spirit? Yeah. The whole fact that they wanted you to miss out, you walked away from that. Fine. You want me to miss out? I'll go get my own, is the feeling I'm picking up on. Okay? And this is when you called your power back. Yep, and you put an end to it. 10 of Swords. They betrayed you to the point where you were going to just off yourself. But the divine put that to an end. This whole idea that everything was going to stop for you. No. This is literally backfiring. Somebody's getting caught up for their lies and deception. Spirit's saying they're getting called out for it. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Somebody's going to be coming in with some sort of collaboration and apology. Maybe a cup of compassion. Two of Pentacles. Okay. So as things are settling down, somebody wants to come in and work with you. They want to partner up with you. Something about working together. Don't buy it. It's because you've alchemized all of this and moved it into a different type of manifestation for yourself. They weren't anticipating this. So anything that you're working on, they want to bring that to an end, right? This could be the King of Swords reversed. They could have been sent in to betray you. Yeah, but you're a master manifester, and you're calling your power back. The High Priestess and the Magician. You very well could be a Celestial Emperor. Could be. Yeah, you weren't satisfied with the status quo, so you went out to get your own. Right? People were breadcrumbing you. 10 of Pentacles, yeah. They tried to take you away from your legacy, to keep you away from having any type of major foundation. What else? The Fool and the Star. They did not want you having any type of hope moving in a new direction. But here you are, a master manifester. You're calling your power back. You're walking away from this bullshit once and for all of everything you supposedly missed out on. This is the divine doing you a favor. In hindsight, you're going to look at this, okay? And you're going to know that the divine did you a favor. Okay? Yeah, and this is creating a lot of conflict with the people that tried to come at you behind the scenes. Now they're fighting because nothing that they're throwing at you is working. Spirit saying you're calm as a cucumber. Yeah. And you don't give two shits about what they have to say about you. The lies, the deception, nothing. It's irrelevant. Yeah, because they're just coming in to try to break your heart and to take your money, to keep you from being prosperous, to keep you from having a love offer, and to have some sort of major stability come in for you. Okay? So, whatever this is, keep your cards close to your chest. They very well could be still wanting to come in to betray you. But I do see you alchemizing this and cutting them all out. Right? You're removing the common denominator, and it's these saboteurs behind the scenes trying to diminish you. You're bringing an end to that with the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Wands in reverse. All of their ideas are coming up empty because you keep alchemizing it. You keep calling your power back, and you're returning to senders like on the regular. And if you're not, you should be. Okay? You may not necessarily have to lift a finger, but the divine wants you to proclaim and definitely create a space where your spoken word, you're speaking life into your existence and into your reality. Okay? Don't allow this sabotage and false validation, the collaboration against you, all of this shit. You're walking away from it. Okay? For the first little while, it might be difficult to assimilate to. A lot of people that are purging these toxic relationships out of their life, it does get quiet. Okay? But if you're finding yourself lonely, just know that the divine walks with you. You are not alone. Okay? And if you are feeling alone, you can always reach out to my DMs. King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they wanted to create an instability with you, to make you unstable, unhinged. An absolute wacko is what they wanted you to look like. But you alchemized all this by calling your power back and healing. With the Four of Pentacles, you're very frugal. You moved your money well. You're still moving your money well despite the fact that you're struggling. And you feel like you're missing out. The divine's doing you a favor. And the fact that you're so resilient and the fact that you're alchemizing this bullshit is bringing a lot of conflict behind the scenes that you don't know about. Because all these different plans that were made to take you out and put you down, they only helped you rise. And this is what's so frustrating to them. Nine of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. You knew that it was a one-way street with these people that were sabotaging you and programming you into being codependent. You see the truth. You went through a dark night of the soul. This is one of the reasons why you are holding your cards close to your chest. This is why you probably cut these energies out. Because you have every reason to, collective. These energies are absolute imbeciles. They're insignificant to your new beginning. And you got happiness and joy coming in. Okay? You're collecting your thoughts. You're collecting what what matters to you. You're calling your power back. You're calling back your abundance. You're protecting that abundance. Nobody can thwart that anymore. And if they want to be this in a non-reciprocal way, you can do that too. I do believe with the Six of Pentacles and the hopes and fears, your inability to set boundaries, okay, is going to be tested. You're going to have to set some boundaries. Sometimes you should not be pouring into those that do not pour into you, right? And it's about applying that wisdom. And once you've applied this wisdom and blocked out this third-party betrayal of people colluding against you, right, to sabotage your stability, okay, once you alchemize that and clear them out, and I do believe there will be people coming to their demise in order to cancel this out and clear it out by divine justice. And I'm thinking they really did want you to miss out. So I can see where there very well could have been some sort of manipulation, evil eye, spiritual warfare, psychological warfare to get you to snap out. We got the King of Wands, both in reverse. On the bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. Be very consistent, be very patient. Just as they wanted you to miss out, you're not missing out on anything that wasn't in alignment for you. Everything that is in alignment for you, you will not miss. Specifically because you are in alignment for it when you are. There's no hurry. There's not a race. It's not a marathon. It's a journey. There's no destination to that journey. And I think this is why, this is why they're working on trying to remove your wish fulfillment. But you're cutting out this drama once and for all. You're creating some sort of boundaries, which is needed at this time. So stay consistent. Know that good things are coming for you. Is there anything else that wants to be clarified? The Two of Pentacles. So by you pulling your energy back, by you knowing that within your heart you deserve so much better, I think this is what you're giving to yourself. Okay, and I think the divine is matching you with that, with the Two of Pentacles. So the divine is helping you in a new partnership, I think, with a new business partnership. So be open to new possibilities, but use your discernment. Is there anything else? The Nine of Cups in reverse. So somebody did not anticipate you calling your power back, and this was not their wish fulfillment. They're not getting their wish fulfilled of having you act out of character. It's not going to work because you're too healed for that. The High Priestess in reverse. Yeah. Yep. The Emperor. You very well could be moving into a leadership position after cutting out this betrayal. The Five of Cups. So they wanted you to be numb within your heart space and moving into the future. They didn't want you to be making any changes. They just wanted you to be in this energy of bitterness and numbness. The Knight of Swords. So they very well you could be speaking up at this time. Somebody could very well be coming in to say, no, you know what, you do deserve better than this. So somebody could very well be coming in to validate you. Yeah, you were dealing with an emotionally manipulative individual. And this is why maybe this Queen of Cups that's emotionally manipulating is going to come in. We got the Nine of Swords in reverse. Maybe they found out the truth after a dark night of the soul. And maybe that's why they want to come in. Whatever they're coming in with, I know you're going to be happy with the Sun here in your 3 to 6 months. And the Three of Swords in the reverse for your outcome. Yeah. I think it's like putting your foot down, creating a boundary, drawing the line in the sand. It's like, yeah, you shall not pass in you know in the form of Gandalf, I guess you can say, Lord of the Rings. Seven of Cups. This is about being overwhelmed with a whole bunch of new offers coming in. One is particularly your cup. It's got your name on it, but all these other cups are distractions. A lot of these distractions could have very well been trying to overwhelm you. But just know that it is falling away at the wayside. You got joy coming in. Is there anything else to clarify on this reading? Seven of Swords. So you very well could have to be very strategic, or they very well could be being strategic. If they called the cops on you or whatever else the case, they're being stopped. Whoever's calling the cops and making false reports, okay, and trying to keep you stuck is not going to work very well for them. This could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Either way, they did not want you going on any type of journey, and they wanted to stop you to the point where you weren't making any forward movement, and they were very much using strategy to do that. That way they wouldn't catch no flack. All right, let's see. I'm doing 7 different timelines, so if you're just joining us, you can rewind, and there's 7 different messages here. If you want a personal reading, go on over to the Hipsy link and order up your personal reading. Okay? Once in a while, I might do a 15% off a pre-order, but you got to get in on that pre-order and get on the list to save money. You can also become a member here on my channel. There's many different tiers available between 1 and 4, which includes a reading, the Members Flight Club, which is just for workshops, or the chat side, which gives you access to chat when I do members only lives. And I close down the chat to members only, you'll still have the ability to chat. Okay? Yeah. So you want a reading? Put your money where your mouth is. Is there anything else? Justice, yeah. So this whole ability to create a codependency and sabotage your new beginnings, sabotage your work, sabotage what's going on with you, has really created a major injustice for you. But however, you know you deserve better than this. You do have abundance coming in, collective. And there's definitely going to be reconcile. There's going to be reconciliation. This does not mean that you have to let them in or that you have to forget. Because it's like they're going to come in and reconcile, but they're lying. They don't want to reconcile. So anybody in the past that has done you wrong, I wouldn't be bothering meeting up with them for one last conversation. Just give them the silence. All right? We got the 7 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles reversed. So basically everything that you've been planting in your garden, they came in and destroyed it. They tried to leave you out in the cold. But everything that they're coming at you with, you seem to be very strategic as to how to overcome it. Because you are overcoming all the lies, the deception, regardless if it's a fake reconciliation. There is no reconciliation. It's like they want to talk and project all the guilt back onto you so you could hold on to it when it was never yours to carry, collective. And I think this is what's got you so pissed off. The fact that they just expect you to carry their own guilt when it wasn't yours to carry to begin with. Okay? Is there anything else for this reading? Yeah. They were trying to sabotage you and get you to the point where you were always begging. They wanted you dried, dusted, and disgusted. Okay? But that's not what happened. You alchemized it. The Four of Cups and the Moon. So, yes, you know what? This is a very unsatisfying situation you've had to deal with, number 6. However, that what was done in the dark is being brought to light with the moon. The illusions are being cast away. All right? And everything that was brought about for your demise is going to be exposed. Okay, one more shuffle with this one. Is there anything left over? Last call, Spirit. The Devil. So yeah, you cut this devil energy out. Somebody could have very well been collaborating with the devil to bring you down, making you a sacrifice, making you the offer. Because of your energy, quite possibly. They thought they were going to get famous and rich off of your energy and off of your abundance. Meanwhile, now they're being drowned out. They're being choked by spirit, because it's like they were literally siphoning off of you since you were born. Whoever these people were, colluding against you to try to bring you down and make you look something like that you're not. Right? What else? Is there anything else? King of Swords. So you very well could be getting contact from an official. Yeah, they very well could be watching you right now. Investigating you. But they're being awakened. There's definitely some major awakening happening with these people. Whoever it is. Yeah, they see you as an empress. And they do see what you're building. And they do see how you give back to the community. So there very well could be some sort of flowers coming in for you. For how impactful you are with the collective. With whatever job you do, however you lead by example. The King of Wands, yeah. The King of Wands to the reverse, to the right side up. This is you transmuting and alchemizing all this bullshit. You're calling your power back. I'm proud of you, collective. As crazy as this reading started out to be, where I wasn't really too sure, it's really kind of forming kind of organically into a new beginning, is what I'm picking up on. The worst is over. Yeah, the King of Cups and the Death card. So there very well could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy going through a major rebirth right now. I'm really picking up on a major dark night of the soul. All right. This could be a person from your past. A current portion of your life where you don't live anymore. And they're butthurt at the fact you're leaving them behind. Not your problem. Not your monkeys or your circus. Continue having hope. Make a wish, collective, because there's major changes afoot just for you. All right. Is there anything else? The Hierophant. So yeah, so somebody's going to come in with a so-called non-commitment. They want to be back in your life, but they don't want to commit to you. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. They're taking their good old slow time coming in. And the Page of Wands. It's time to get inspired. It's time to move forward with integrity, leading by This is also telling me here with the Page of Wands, it's time to nurture your inner child as well. Trying to inspire your inner child to come out to play. Right? I think this is your unfinished business. You're needing to find a way to get creative with your inner child. Yes, you very well could be 40 years old too. And that's quite all right. Five of Cups in reverse. So yeah, this is by you calling your power back and you recognizing your universal sovereignty. I really think this is what helped you to not miss out on what was meant for you, and it also helped you get back into alignment. Yeah, Two of Swords. The Divine is helping you with this, but there's still decisions that you need to make along the way. So the Divine is testing you to see if you're choosing yourself. Yeah, you're choosing yourself. With the two of Cups here, I think somebody's going to come in and try to give you an offer thinking that you're still codependent, and they're going to be rudely awakened. The Queen of Swords, you're nurturing your truth. You're nurturing who you are right now. Knight of Wands in reverse. So yeah, somebody's coming in. Queen of Swords, quite possibly, or somebody else. They're coming in to manipulate you. Manipulate your movements. All right, number 6. So that's your reading. I hope that helped. Yeah, the best part about getting a personal reading with me or becoming a member, you get to see my ugly mug again. Right? I go face to face with the camera in my member lives, so that's why the subscribers aren't seeing no member lives coming out. You might see the video, but every time you click on it, you need to upgrade to a membership in order to see it. So, if you want to see my smiling face, it's the only way to do it. Order a reading through Hipsy, or become a member here on YouTube. And you want to know why I do that? It's ultimately to protect my energy. All right, collective. This is number 7 and the final reading. You're focused on your independence. You're trying to weigh your priorities, as well as you've got angels walking with you. Somebody might be trying to distract you to the point where you cannot hear them, to hear your guides. This is going to be very short-lived because whoever's doing this to you, they're about to be reprimanded, and they're about to get they're about to get slapped by the Divine. All right, they should know better. You very well could be very uninspired at this time, which is understandable. Okay, there's been a lot of bullshit going on. Within the next 3 months, you very well could be wondering what the hell to do with yourself. Spirit's saying there's going to be a lot of chaos. However, Spirit's also saying that if, depending on how strategic you are and whether or not you hold on to your energy, will determine whether or not you get through this or not. So when you need to rest, rest. When you need to get up and go and do something, get up and go and do something. Okay, let the Divine guide you through this. Okay, your best bet is to keep an open mind, keep your eyes and ears open. All right? And that means all 3. Your spiritual eye and your spiritual ears as well as your real ones. So, you are moving into your independence despite the chaos. Within your mind, you're putting an end to all this bullshit once and for all. Within your heart space, you're not choosing love, you're choosing against it. You're choosing to create boundaries. And when I look at this Lovers card in reverse, I see a big, huge line being drawn in the sand. That's my boundary. You want to cross that boundary, you're getting the sword. You respect that boundary, I'll put my sword away. Otherwise, you're going to Ten of Swords this shit. Okay? And the thing is that you're coming from a very, very unstable position in your reality. And the thing is, this is the whole reason why you're second guessing yourself and that you're having a hard time finding inspiration. However, please note that there is an Ace of Pentacles coming through. Your attitude in relation, you are that Ace of Pentacles. Okay? And I'm really kind of picking up on the fact that you may have had some sort of a lack mentality for quite some time. And it's due to the programming of this instability that you grew up with. People constantly had you in lack. They were constantly taking advantage, constantly breadcrumbing you, lying to you, deceiving you, betraying you. It was like just another day. But this became a resilience, okay? And this resilience is what is keeping you moving forward. And quite frankly, this hope for clearing out the cycle, it's coming. We got the world, okay? That's in your hopes and fears. The Six of Swords is your influence, so you will be walking away, if you have not already, from particular energies. The Ace of Pentacles is also speaking on a gift, a monetary gift or a physical gift of some sort. It very well could be just the holiday season. However, I have a feeling that we're going to be doing a boycott this year, from what I heard. A rumor, part of the rumor mill saying that apparently we're canceling Christmas, we're canceling the holidays to make all these corporations sweat. So I don't know if you're in on that or not, but I don't even celebrate the holidays, so they're not getting no money of mine. I might go out and get food to eat, but that's about it. So yeah, I don't know about you, number 7, but like you're ready to pop off at this point because of the sabotage, the constant fighting, the constant struggle. Okay. The thing is in your mind, you need to end it out once and for all. But there's a bit of unfinished business here before you can close out the cycle, right? So it's a lot to do with the alchemy of learning from your lessons and applying that wisdom to your reality. Okay? Now, you may feel uncertain. You may feel like you're not too sure about the future. And that's okay. That's partially normal because of the chaos of the dumpster fire that we're currently enduring. And so, yeah, maybe you don't have any inspiration. Maybe, maybe your vision is a little bit skewed. However, you can still see, for the most part. You can still feel. You can still taste. You can still touch. You can still hear. Right? So, you're all right. You can pick up things, put stuff down, articulate, think, observe, reflect. All these are priceless gifts. But you have to apply them to your life to get that blessing. Okay? With the hopes and fears being your world card and the Seven of Pentacles being your outcome 6 months to a year, everything that you've been building on, everything that you've been maybe second guessing is going to come to fruition. So continue to move forward. If you have this, just like I said in the other in the other reading, if you have a lot of thoughts and a lot of different ideas coming at you and they don't stick, chances are they were it's the divine throwing a whole bunch at you to see what you're going to grasp, to see what's going to stick, to help you with your manifestation. Because some of you are just so scattered at this point and uninspired that the divine is trying to provide for you, right? So very well could be working with what you've said, what you've done, as far as projects, right? And there very well could be some sort of alchemy happening with that to bring some sort of a stability and a harvest, okay? In your influence, there is an Ace of Pentacles. You are the gift. You are the light. You are the present. But understand that there will be compensation for everything that you're walking away from, right? And your influence to walk away, to close out the cycle once and for all, from being in this stable, this instability kind of energy, right? So as you gain your insight and your independence, allowing your angels to take the wheel, you're also closing out these cycles that no longer serve you, whether they be friends, family, or foe. You've got the lovers in the reverse here, so you're not in this lovey-dovey energy right now, which is totally fine, right? It's better to pour into yourself than to pour into an empty cup of someone else and be depleted, right? You just got to be focused on where you're pouring your love and make sure that it's going into your own cup first. All that extra overflow, that can go to other people. But try to keep your cup full, right to the brim. Let it overflow over the top. That's the whole idea. But I do see you learning some major lessons and clearing that up and moving forward. With the world and the Six of Swords, there's definitely a lot of separations happening. There's definitely a lot of moving away from. Okay, so just keep in mind that everything will be what it is. It is for your highest good, regardless of how it looks. Okay? So stay true to yourself, because you got a major harvest coming in with the Seven of Pentacles and the outcome. What's going on with my number 7 reading, Spirit? That King of Swords keeps coming out, wanting you to second guess your independence. Right? But you're having a wake-up call. You're having a major breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. The Two of Swords and the Six of Cups. So yeah, somebody wanted you to basically be on this dumbass fucking hamster wheel. Inability to move forward. The Six of Cups on its side, they don't want you moving towards your future. And the Two of Swords here, I'm really kind of picking up here with the Two of Swords is that you're having to make a major decision that you don't necessarily want to make, but it very well could be of you walking away. Because as loving and kind as some people are, they still don't have the right energy or, let's say, even the accountability to stand on their own 2 feet. Right? Some people are having it rough out there, which is understandable. But I don't know. I get the feeling like there's very little amount of people that are in the world that are willing to commit to their higher power. And they're walking around with a peaceful intention. Right? There's only a handful of us. What's the scoop? Yeah. This King of Pentacles, if this is a person to you, they're definitely overthinking all of this. Okay? There's a King of Wands here as well. King of Wands, King of Swords, and the Hangman. You are in the upright King of Wands. The Justice card over the Lovers. So there's major justice coming. Retribution for a botched love relationship or something along that line. Somebody wanted you overthinking and moving forward anyway without really having much to think about. The King of Pentacles is on its side. This King of Pentacles is trying to rest on you, King of Wands. No, it's time to walk away. You've learned these lessons, you've created boundaries, and now you're literally taking them out. The Ten of Wands here. Is there anything else with this reading that needs to be illuminated? Seven of Pentacles, yeah. So this King of Swords tried to ruin absolutely everything you were building. Everything that you were looking into creating wasn't ever good enough in their eyes. Six of Wands, but here you are, you're getting success. And Two of Pentacles, you did it all on your own. You didn't need no help from anybody. Right? Things may be a little bit more juggly. You might be juggling a little bit more. But yeah, you've got a new foundation coming in with reconciliation and blessings. But I still feel like there's a snake in the grass with that. So be very careful, be very discerning. Okay? What's the scoop, Spirit? Yeah. So because you're getting justice, somebody's trying to create chaos. They're trying to thwart all this justice coming in because they don't want you leveling up. But you're leveling up anyway. They can't stop this. No matter how they try, you could literally lay down in your bed for the rest of the year and you would be provided for. But collective, I know you're a bit of a hard worker there and you want to make sure that you got some money going for you. And I don't blame you, right? But just know that you have what it takes to get through it with the Strength card. Okay? You will be moving towards your independence very, very soon. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's going to be. Okay? And people are not going to dictate to you how that's going to work. You're literally building a legacy and somebody's trying to they keep coming in with a bunch of fucking chemicals to douse your garden with poison so that way nothing grows. Six of Cups reversed, Four of Wands reversed, and the Two of Wands. Or no, Two of Swords. Yeah, so making a major decision. The Four of Wands, we're talking like Four of Wands. There's a total destruction to a foundation, to a relationship. And I'm really picking up on the fact that they thought that they had a second chance with you. But you Tens of Swords just right off the bat and you said no. Hell to the no. Six of Cups reversed. Yeah, you're focused on the future. That's where the justice is coming in, despite the chaos. There's going to be major awakening with this. Because despite how they're trying to tear you down, you're bringing an end to this. Okay? They wanted you to overthink this, but it's all lies and deception. Okay? The King of Wands here is definitely going to be tone the mark. Six of Swords and Six of Wands. Six of Chipoles. Yeah, there's some major lessons that you've had to learn. You've literally had no other choice, but you're using this time to alchemize it, and this is where your success is coming in. All right? All right, collective. That's it. That's all for the evening. Pick your number. That is your message. I should be back here tomorrow night. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for the reading. If I was a little bit less tired, I'd probably open the table. But unfortunately, I'm dosey-doing. So I'm definitely yawning and tired. So if you'd like to donate to the channel, if these messages vibed with you at all, if they helped to confirm what you already know, it's all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. Better yet, make me work for it. Head over to Hipsy and get your own personal reading. Okay? You can book a private session with me through Hipsy. And just make sure that it is postponed to the next day, okay? Anything to the same day, very, very rarely I see it. So you're better to schedule for the next day, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. You can become a member as well. Go check out the members section. There's many different videos there. I share my music on the members side as well. So just in case you want to hear me sing or whatnot, there's a couple of videos there from the past, back when I was a house musician. So that's also there available to watch. And yeah. Keep empowering yourself. Keep digging deep into your healing. Keep finding the best parts of you as you're digging through your rubble within. And know that the divine is working with you. They're walking with you. You are not alone. The divine is with you every step of the way. That is for sure. Okay? Please know that I love you and care about you, and this is why I keep coming back. I'm very grateful and honored to be able to bring you these messages, to stay 10 steps ahead of the haters. So collective, without further ado, if you can't be good at it, please be good to yourself. So that way, you can be good to others. And I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Go get your personal reading, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good night.